Yes, gaming is changing. Some is for the better, others for the worse, but that was the main takeaway that we got from this year's showcases. I'm talking about the Xbox showcase, the PlayStation State of Play, and this year's Summer's Game Fest. How you doing, everyone? I'm Emilio, and in this video I will tell you my opinion on this year's showcase. We got some bangers, we got some failures, and we also keep seeing some of the awful practices of the gaming industry in some of these games. And no, I'm a little bit late to the party considering that there's already been a few days since these showcases, but hey, I don't care. Do let me know in the comments what was your favorite scene from the showcases. And if you didn't watch it, don't worry, because today I watched this showcase, so you don't have to. Let's not waste any more time and let's begin with the biggest showcase, the Summer Game Fest. Mortal Shell 2. I really loved the first Mortal Shell. It was one of those first Souls-like games that came out before the rise in popularity of Elden Ring. I never finished the game though, I don't remember why, but so far I love the glory kills / execution system that they were showing. The armor and the style of the game is amazing, and the way battle damage shows on enemies is really cool. Like you see this zombie losing his arm after a blast from the gun, looks nice. Death Stranding 2, no gameplay, moving on, although I guess if you've played the first Death Stranding you already know what's waiting for you. Chronicles Medieval, they only show a few seconds of gameplay, but from the looks of it, it gave me some Mount and Blade and Kingdom Under Fire Crusaders vibe, allowing you to control a large amount of units and having these big battles in third person with some RTS elements. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one, it looks very interesting. Sonic Racing Crosswords. Damn, Mario Kart got some serious competition. It definitely seems that they took a page from Fortnite about having crossovers with different characters from other games and shows. Not my type of game, but definitely interested to see what else they bring. Code Vein 2 looks like a generic Souls-like anime game. Moving on. Hang of Abyss. It reminds me of Little Nightmares. Mouse for Hire. I really like the classic cartoon art style that the game has. It kind of reminds me like of a first-person Cuphead. Also, I really like the reference to the classic cartoons like Popeye, when the guy eats spinach and he becomes buff. Very charming game. Game of Thrones War for Westeros, no gameplay, moving on. Atomic Hearts 2, I haven't played Atomic Hearts 1, people usually call it the Russian Bioshock, that's a funny description. And hey, well, if they got a sequel, I guess that means that the first game was successful, and so far this trailer looks cool. I will have to play the first Atomic Hearts before I jump into this one though. The Cube by the Atomic Heart developers. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is a Marvel beat-em-up game. Hey, if this is as good as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge beat-em-up that they made before, then we're gonna be eating good, because these people are cooking. Onimusha Way of the Sword. I remember playing the old version of this game back when I was a kid. This was definitely Dark Souls before Dark Souls was a thing, and so far, since that they are going for a more Sekiro gameplay, but it's like more slow paced, kind of more realistic, hey, that's a good thing. At least they are trying to differentiate themselves from the competition, because after Elden Ring, there has been so many generic Souls-like games. Feel that boxing, without a doubt, one of the most unique games of the show. Killer Instinct looks like an unfinished mess. Chrono Odyssey, hey, another generic Souls-like game. Moving on. Out of Words, another very unique game. It's kind of giving me some Unravel vibes due to, the handcrafted art style that the game has going for it. Very nice. Mafia Old Country, no gameplay, but hey, if it plays similar or better than the Mafia remake, I'll be satisfied. Lego Voyager definitely looks like a chill cop Lego game. It looks very different from the normal types of Lego games. So hey, I guess if you like It Takes Two or Unravel, this might be for you. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. It looks like a low budget kids game. Lies of P got a new update. Fracture Blooms is a horror game. They say it's a mix between Doki Doki Literature Club and Silent Hill. I can definitely see this game becoming very popular on YouTube and Twitch. Can't wait to watch my favorite YouTuber play this game. Jurassic Evolution 3 is about making your Jurassic Park. They show gameplay. The graphics looks but I'm guessing that's because it's the alpha footage. Mina the Hollower. I never played Hollow Knight, but hey, these people really are taking retro graphics to the next level. Like, they're really, making the most out of these graphics. Not my type of game though. They also show a Deadpool VR game, and I personally have zero hope for VR. Dying Light The Beast. I love the Dying Light franchise, really like the parkour and the combat. Glad to see Kyle Crane back. His story is definitely way better than what we got with Aiden. Don't get me wrong though, I really like Aiden as a character, and his premise was fine, but the story did him no justice. That story did my guy dirty. Also, I'm glad to see zombies in my zombie games. Yeah, weird thing to celebrate, but in Dying Light 2 you were mostly fighting humans instead of zombies. Turns out the real monsters were the humans all along. Yeah, no, I don't like that trope. Anyway, it looks like they're improving the combat. Hopefully they're also improving the parkour as well. It really pains me to say this, but Techland has proved time and time again that you shouldn't get their games on day one or even during the first few months that the game comes out. Listen, what Dying Light 2 is now and what the game was when it came out, the difference is literally night and day. Quite literally, because they had to revamp the day and night cycle. So yeah, very excited, but I'm definitely taking my sweet time before getting this game. Acts of Blood. You know, I love martial art games, and so far this game is giving me some Sifu and Midnight Fight Express vibes. Definitely keep an eye on this one. A new Scott Pilgrim beat 'em up game. I never watched Scott Pilgrim, so I don't think this one is for me. Mind Eye. No gameplay, although, you know, to be fair, they already have shown gameplay of the game before, and it doesn't look good. It's reminding me of that awful Saints Row reboot. Future Emilio here. Yeah, the game was shit. A royal shit, because you know your game gotta be awful for PlayStation to give out refunds. Lego Party is like Mario Party, but Lego. Wildgate. Hopefully it's not another Concord. It's like a shooter, but you also have to destroy the enemy ship. Not for me. Blighted. Not my type of game. Ill. Finally a good looking, actually scary action horror game. Although, you know, saying that it's good looking might be the wrong word for it. You know, it's gross and cool. I really like the physics and the dismemberment of the monsters. Really hope they take full advantage of these two features, cause so far I really like what I see with this game. Project Centauri, we already saw this game before. It looks cool. Like I said, I really like martial art games, although this one is clearly going for a more fantastical, you know, side. Cause my guy just tanking molotovs right to the face and he just keeps going. Resident Evil Requiem. Yo, what a way to close the show, cause hey, the next Resident Evil game, it was all cinematics, no gameplay, but hey, at least we kind of have an idea on how the game is going to play, you know, based on the previous games. What we really don't know is what kind of horror games this is going to be. Like, is this going to be like actual survival horror game? Or is it going to be just action horror? We'll see. Okay, now let's move on to the PlayStation State of Play. And they begin the showcase by showing Luminize Arise, a glorified Tetris. Moving on. Pragmata, Last of Us in Space. Okay, I actually completed that this game even existed. Okay, so you gotta protect a gear that has a cure, I mean a program that can be used to fight the zombie virus. I mean, that can be used to fight the robot AI virus. I mean, this is literally Last of Us in space. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Last of Us 1 was really good. Really, it's a shame that the game never got a sequel. Hopefully the game is not annoying, but I'm not really feeling it. Romeo is a dead man. I keep hearing people praising this game. I don't know, to me the game looks super janky, the animations look stiff. Feels like the game was not ready to be shown. But besides that, man, I really want whatever these people are smoking, cause there is no way they made this game sober. Resident Evil F. Man, do horror games really need to be this stiff and janky when it comes to animations? I have never played Silent Hill before, so I don't know, maybe this is the staple of the series. The design of the monsters is cool though. Yeah, well, I mean, gross and cool. Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement, is a Metroidvania. Not really a fan of the art style of the game, itself. And also, what's wrong with the animations in these last few games? They all felt so stiff and unfinished. Demon, Storytime Stranger. Man, I haven't heard about Demon for such a long time. Last time I watched it was when I was a kid. I honestly don't even know these characters. The trailer looks cool. Maybe this game can even compete against Pokemon. Not for me though. This isn't my type of turn-based game. Final Fantasy Tactics, like I said before, this isn't really my type of turn-based game. But if you like the classic Final Fantasy, maybe this one is for you. I don't know. Baby Steps. This looks like the type of game that's going to be very popular on YouTube and Twitch when it comes out. Not because the game is good, mind you, it's because this is the type of game that's fun when you are watching somebody else play the game instead of playing the game yourself. Hirogami, cool origami art style. Everybody Golf Hotshots is a golf game. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, we already seen this game before. I still like what I see, reminds me of The Messenger. Kair, we already seen this game before. It's a climbing simulator. I don't know why you need so many trailers for such game. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Pretty cool, I guess, if you like the old Mortal Kombat games, although, you know, you could just use an emulator to get the games for free. I personally would prefer a collection of the PS2 Mortal Kombat games, you know, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, those type of games. Metal Gear Solid Delta Remake, hey, most of you already know that I'm excited about this game. That feeling hasn't changed yet. I really like Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm looking for something similar. This looks to be it. They also announced Neo 3. I've never played Neo before. I heard good things about Neo 2, but I haven't heard a lot of good things about the first Neo. I don't know what's going on there, but you know, maybe I will end up playing the game eventually. A VR Thief game, it's a VR game. Moving on. Ties of Tomorrow. I'm really confused about this game. So according to the game, this is a multiplayer e-story game, yet you don't play the game in multiplayer. It's single player. You only see what other players did before you. Like, isn't this just the bloodstain feature from the Dark Souls games? Like I said, I'm very confused, not really interested on the game because it didn't really look that interesting to begin with. But hey, Astro Boy got a new update. Sea of Remnants is a pirate game with an art style where everyone looks like it's made out of wood. From what I saw, the game seems to be like a turn-based fighting game when you're online, but an action game when you are on your ship. Sword of the Sea. I'm not really a fan of this type of games. I don't know exactly how to describe it to you, but I feel like this is kind of like a vibe game, like a game that makes you feel a specific vibe, which, you know, very simple gameplay, but very impressive visuals. Like I said, not for me. First Light 007. Yo, this game was the game that just stole the show for me. I'm really excited to see what the studio that made the Hitman games is cooking with this one. Feels like instead of a stealth, the game is focusing more on action, which I don't mind. You know, it's a James Bond game, not a Hitman game. Also, if you have played the if you have played the Hitman games before, you know that the levels on that game are full of replayability. I'm guessing it's going to be the same for this game as well. So yeah, this game is on my list. Definitely keep an eye on this one. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Man, this game just slaps. From the people that made the Dragon Ball fighting game, and it shows, you know, I don't usually play this sort of fighting games, but this one is actually making me excited to play. Okay, and now let's talk about the Xbox Showcase. First of all, they start with Outer Worlds 2. Like I said in my prediction shorts, I wasn't really a fan of Outer Worlds 1. I didn't really explain this very well in my prediction short because, you know, it's supposed to be short. So, to me, the game basically felt like a lesser version of Fallout New Vegas. Well, Amelia, I guess that's on you, because why are you comparing those two games? Well, actually, that's not really on me. You see, when the game came out, it was actually advertised as the space game made by the developers of Fallout New Vegas. Combine that with Bethesda taking their biggest L with the Fallout 76 launch, and everyone was rooting for Obsidian, myself included. Anyway, game comes out, I played it on Game Pass, thank God, because I really wasn't a huge fan of the game. And yeah, that was it. To me, I just felt like a lesser version of Fallout New Vegas. I wasn't really a huge fan of the story either. It was basically a joke, and I know humor is relative, so I know some of you really like it, but I personally didn't really vibe with it. All that is to say that basically Outer Worlds 2 is going to be that, but with improvements. Like, I mean, it's a sequel, obviously. What's not an improvement is the price. $80 for a sequel to a mid-game? Are you serious, Xbox or Steam? I don't know who. I'm guessing it's Xbox the one putting the price, because I'm guessing they want you to get the game on Game Pass. But even then, this is setting people's expectations for the game way too high. Like, this is a sequel to a mid-game. Like, you think the first $80 game from Xbox would be something similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 quality or something like that, but no, it's just the sequel to a mid game from a studio that hasn't made an amazing game in such a long time. Like, what we got Outer Worlds 1, that was good, that was mid. About another bad to mid game, which cost $70, which this is why people were comparing that game so heavily to Skyrim, because it basically costs more than Skyrim. You know what, let's just move on, otherwise we're gonna be stuck here just talking about Outer Worlds 2. High on Life 2. Honestly, I don't have much to say about this game because I didn't play the first High on Life, but I heard good things about the game, especially about the humor. Like, if you like the Rick and Morty humor, this might be for you. I also heard that the gameplay kind of got repetitive as the game progressed, but it kind of looks like they are trying to fix that with the sequel. Resonance, A Plague Tale, no gameplay, moving on, although to be fair, it will probably play similar to the previous Plague Tale games. They also showed their new Xbox handheld. I don't really game on the go, I prefer to, game from the comforts of my house, so this one isn't really for me. Blood of the Dawnwalker, I'm actually really excited about this game. I got some heavy Witcher vibes from the trailer, although honestly the frames on the trailers were abysmal. really like the ideas that the game is showing, being able to go over the city rooftops, walking up walls. The combat kind of have the same vibe as The Witcher, with camera wise and animation wise. Super Meat Boy 3D. I never played the Super Meat Boy games, but hey, I heard good things about them. They tend to be very challenging. So if you like those, I'm sure this one is gonna be great. Ninja Gaiden 4. Hey, this looks pretty good. I was actually playing the remaster on Game Pass the other day, and I gotta say, I really like the game. Once I beat that remaster, I'm actually thinking about getting this one. We'll see though. Indiana Jones game got a new DLC. Beast of Reincarnation, a game by Game Freak. And it's not Pokemon? Huh? Man, my brain is not braining right now. Huh? And honestly, this next game was the one that stole the show for me. I don't know why the game just focused on Outer Worlds 2. This game just completely stole the show. I really like what I saw. And hey, I like the humor on this one. They show a bit of the character creation right from the start, letting you choose your stats while, the guy that's looking for you is describing you. They show some gameplay, the weapon customization / modification, some of the dialogue. This is the people that made the Wasteland games, which I haven't played, but I'm planning to, it's on my backlog. They also show some of the gunplay, which felt punchy, with the dismembering and the sound. And then there is also the time travel mechanics, which they show some of the powers that you can use, but we still don't know exactly how the time traveling itself will work. Like, can we go to other time periods anytime we want, or is it locked just for the main story? Hey, game is coming out on due time though, so take your time. This looks cool. Grounded 2 is coming out on early access. Chronos New Dawn. Hey, it reminds me of Dead Space. Hopefully this isn't another Callisto Protocol. ESO Exist. Aphelion. This looks like some generic action adventure movie game by the creators of Life is Strange, so yeah, that checks out. There are no ghosts at the ground. It looks like a mix between House Flipper and Dredge. Hey, it looks interesting. I can see the game getting really popular on YouTube and Twitch. Age of Mythology got an update. Mudan Two Hearts feels like a mix between Splinter Cell Blacklist and Resident Evil 6, especially Chris campaign. I'm guessing you play most of the time as the soldier guy, and then you play as the girl in some levels. Hopefully this isn't like the levels from Mary Jane or Spider-Man from PS5. Planet of Lana 2. I didn't finish the first one. Looks good, but this is not for me. Fallout 76, you got a fishing update. Wow, a fishing update in a Fallout game. Solo Leveling Arise, it looks like some mobile game that was ported to PC. Anibon is a game that's for girls. I don't think none of us are interested on that in this channel. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, it's a skate game. They show the Doomslayer Grandson race, look funny. Not for me though. At Fate's End. Hey, I gotta say, even if this game is not for me, I really like the animation and the art style of the game. There's a lot of character and charm. I also find it unique how the gameplay is a mix of action and card game, and also dialogue choice. It's interesting. Gears of War Reloaded. You wanna hear a funny thing? Even though I have owned an Xbox throughout my entire gaming life, I have never played a Gears of War game, which, maybe I will remedy with this remaster. Persona 4 Revival. They show some environments and a guy running around. Sea of Thieves Exist. Invisible Versus is a tag team fighting, It looks cool. Made by the studio that made the Killer Instinct, so that's great. That sounds like a great match. Found it funny how we're getting two goated fighting games right after NK1 has been declared dead. Man, what a timing. Keeper, a game about a walking lighthouse. Wow, man, I really want whatever these people are smoking at Double Fine. And to close the show, they show a cinematic trailer for Black Ops 7. I mean, they didn't show any gameplay, but it's Call of Duty. It's not like unique gameplay. You know exactly how it's going to be. It's the same thing with a different coat of paint. Well, those were the showcases. I feel like the state of play was alright. It wasn't really that interesting. I only really like two of the games that they show. First Light 007 and Marvel Token Fighting Souls, as well as Ghosts of Yote, but that one's kind of like cheating because all they say is, see you in July. That's it. When it comes to the Xbox showcase, I feel like this was one of the weakest showcase of recent years. Hey, I guess they're saving the heavy hitters for next year. But it makes sense. Like in my prediction video, I was like, okay, yeah, so you're mostly focusing on Outer Worlds 2. Okay, so that means that you have nothing important to show. Got it. See you next year. And then we got the Summer Game Fest, which personally it was my favorite, well, with an asterisk, because there is a lot of fat in the Summer Game Fest. Like, I just bring you a list of all the new games, but they were also advertising some games that we already knew about, as well as the amount of mobile of crap that you can see there. But hey, I really like Mortal Shell 2. Chronicles Medieval looks interesting. I like where Mafia Old Country is going. Dying Light the Beast look amazing, although you already know my thoughts on that game. I really love the concept of eel, and we also got a tease for the next Resident Evil game, so yeah, do let me know in the comments which one was your favorite though. Anyway, like, subscribe, and see you next time.